Welcome to the second annual end year social of Reals and Rationals. I am really excited to welcome Arthur Redfern, who is really the guest of honor today. Arthur is in Dallas. He's on Zoom, of course, and Arthur works at Kilby Labs of Texas Instruments.
Cindy, thank you for a super kind introduction. So, as introduced, I'm Arthur Redfern, and what I thought I would do is briefly talk a little bit about how fundamental mathematical concepts that you learn middle school, high school, early college all relate to neural networks. So I thought I'd back up and just start this with a quickie primer on, what are neural networks and what is AI. When I talk about a neural network, there's lots of different types of neural networks. There's multi-layer perceptrons, recurrent neural networks, convolutional neural networks, transformers, probably 20 other I don't have listed here. But what I really want you to think about when you hear the term neural network is a parameterized function that's going to map inputs to outputs. So what's machine learning and deep learning? These are things you'll also hear. Well, it's going to be the extraction of knowledge from data, usually for an algorithm. And how are we going to use this? We're going to use it to find those parameters of that neural network structure that I just talked about. So that neural network is going to be a function mapping inputs to outputs controlled by parameters, and we're going to use machine learning or deep learning to find those parameters. I wanted to point out a few places in this presentation where stuff you're going to learn are just exactly just staring you on the face of the basis of neural networks. So I've got this toy network with this graph with 3 operations here. So I take my data, send it through the network. It goes through each one of these operations. Each one of these operations has different parameters that control the input-output mapping. So this is my function here. I'd like to make a couple notes here. This forward pass through the network, every single interesting node in the network is based on linear algebra. The way I compare what the network produced as an output with what the target is callback-Leiber divergence, which reduces to cross entropy when you have a one-hot vector. That directly comes from probability theory. Okay, the backward pass, that chain rule that I use to back propagate the gradient through, that's directly calculus. And this optimization theory, this gradient descent style method, and a couple different perturbations of it, it's all rolling balls down the hill. It's all based on fundamental math that you're going to learn either in high school or in the first couple of years of college, assuming you're in a technical field. So, all right, now that we've got the math stuff out of the way, let's talk about a few different applications, and I'll try to go quick here. Just because they're so popular in present culture, I just thought I'd tell you a little bit how do large language models work, or how do they generate text. And so let's remember, what is a neural network? It's a function that maps inputs to outputs. So we got to think here, what are inputs and what are outputs of this function? And the inputs of this function are going to be a bunch of text, and the output that we're going to predict is going to be the next word. We download all the information we can find on the internet. I form a loss function, backpropagate this loss, update all trillion weights, and do that again and again and again, trillions of times. This is how I train a neural network. And because I have so much text just to work from, I can do this in a very efficient way. Okay, last slide of the presentation, or the penultimate slide in some sense. I just want to leave you with a thought. You don't get your name written down in a history book for doing easy or obvious things that everybody else thinks is possible. The person on the left is Jack Kilby, and Cindy was incredibly kind, putting me in the same sentence as him. I'd like to point out, it's okay to dream and take chances, and you're in a very exciting time to be alive. You have an amazing opportunity in front of you. So be smart, be bold, and I wish you all much success.